What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. Hey, it's been a minute. I've been seriously busy, and I'm busy right now, But I said let me just try to get this in and do it as quick as I possibly can. So, first thing I want to talk about: Ryan Garcia versus Duarte guy. Now, Ryan Garcia, he got the victory. That's what mattered. He got a lot of criticism for this fight, but personally, I just feel like, okay, he went in there and you seen him trying to. I saw him trying to. He was doing it for a while. He was jabbing and standing his grounds off of his jab and throwing the combinations, but trying to stay grounded. He was catching Duarte with some hard shots, and Duarte was walking through a lot of them. He was taking a lot of them good. A lot of them wasn't landing clean, but the ones that did land clean. And he eventually did get him out of there. But, it was really not much going on. And I believe at 140, Ryan experienced that whole, damn, it's not as easy to catch these guys and hurt them like it was at the smaller weight, because he's naturally bigger than these 135-pounders. So, he basically, caught him, and got him out of there. Like I said, that's what's important. But he was trying to stand his grounds. He was working off his jab. He was throwing his combinations. The combinations wasn't really effective. He was throwing them, but nothing was really going on. And, I feel like every fight is an experience where you might look great one night and look terrible your next fight. That might look great your next fight. It's possible. It happens. It definitely happens. So, that being said, I still seen him also make a lot of the same mistakes. Like, one thing that he does, there's a couple of things he do that I really don't like. Like, when you throw a punch at Ryan, he completely turns to his right, completely turns his head and looks backwards. He still is not defensively sound. When you come in at Ryan, you watch him, what he does. Like, his best defense is his offense. And what he does, he'll duck his head down so low that, your opponent's trying to find your head. He's throwing to the head, you're ducking down it and turning your head. Then he's looking to the referee for help, saying he's hitting you in the back of the head because you keep ducking your head down. And that is for people that like when someone has no real defense. That's when they do things like that. So I still see some of the same flaws. He's still flat-footed. Even when he's in fighting, when he's on the back foot, he's moving. He's not really fighting. He's just moving. He's not moving and jabbing, start stepping, giving you, angles, jabbing, moving. But he's just moving. And, when Duarte would get him against the ropes, he was fighting back off the ropes, which was good, that he wasn't, sitting there just getting pounced on and then try to flurry afterwards. He was throwing shots. Duarte was getting some shots in, but for the most part, it was competitive up until the stoppage. It wasn't a great fight. It wasn't a incredible performance, but I give him credit because, okay, he did go in there and win, and he fought. He wasn't fighting scared. He was just, you wanted to see how he looked training with Derek James. They got the win. Like I said, that's what's important. And it's hard for guys to change or do things differently when their comfort zone is being taken away, and he no longer has like a weight advantage on these guys, at least on this guy, put it like that, like being a naturally bigger guy. He look, like I said, it wasn't like oh, this is an incredible fight. No, it was it was really a dud of a fight. I'm be honest with you. It wasn't much going on. I don't try to find fault, but what I see is what I see. And watching what he was doing, working off of his jab, throwing the jab, he was trying to stand his grounds. He was doing it for a little bit, and it was like, okay, this guy's getting closer and closer, and to avoid getting hit with the back shots, he started fighting on the back foot. But he got the win, and he pretty much said now notice he called out Rolly Romero. Now Devin Haney is about to fight this weekend. He just fought last weekend. Why would you not want to fight the winner of Haney and Prograis, right? Rolly's an easier target. Now I can go into a fight with Haney or Regis with the belt. You understand what I mean? So, and I also don't feel like he's as comfortable at 140 as he was at 135. So, and the fact is this: when you go up to a different weight class, and we say like with Teofimo, he dominated. What's my man's name? Anyway, the last fight he just had, I forget damn guy's name. He just basically dominated this guy, and he was one of the best at 140. Okay, he fought Regis Prograis, and he really beat the shit out of Regis Prograis. And pretty much, I'm gonna save that for another video, but pretty much he looked in that fight like he wasn't really sure, of his defensive skills. Ryan Garcia, I mean. So to fight a guy like Rolly, now Rolly got the power to hurt him, stop him. He has the power to. Technically, Rolly, we saw what happened in Rolly's last fight. We saw what happened in his last fight. So, we seen a lot of flaws in him, but we seen experience coming from an older guy, but we see experience, versus youth, where what he thought was going to work for him didn't. And so, when these guys don't have the physical size advantage, you see a difference. Josh Taylor, that's who I'm thinking of. But yeah, and we seen what happened when Josh Taylor fought against I don't know, I'm tripping right now, y'all. I'm forgetting these people's names, man. But Teofimo Lopez, forgetting these dudes' names. But Teofimo Lopez, we seen what happened in that fight. And I remember I made a video because the question that I had for people, like, in my opinion, I felt like, the question was, is the 135-pound division, even though 140 had some good fighters, is it just that they're not as good as the 135-pound division? And I had to say no, because for one, their biggest stars aren't really big stars. They're not that well known. Josh Taylor's known over in the UK. He's known over in America. Josh Taylor's not a big name. Regis Prograis is not a big name. Ramirez, none of these guys are not like superstars. And so basically, it was like, is it star power, versus like the unknown? But skill for skill, watching these guys, I never felt like the 140-pound division was as talented as the 135-pound division, like the top guys. So when I looked at that, I said, okay, when you start to make these matches in your head, like how you think the fight's gonna go, well, I don't think anybody thought Josh Taylor versus, Teofimo was gonna go not the way it went. Because, and the big puncher, the bigger, stronger guy got the shit beat out of him, and he was the one getting hurt. That being said, it just goes to show you, no matter what you think, come fight night, what's going to happen is going to happen. And it might not go the way you imagine it. But I just feel like for Ryan Garcia, I haven't seen a whole lot of improvement. But I did, like I said, notice he was working off of his jab and not depending on just the left hook. And that is a plus in a way, but the footwork is not there. You know what I mean? The movement, the head movement is not really there. It's just his body's moving. He puts his hands up and he turns his head. Defensively, he's still not sound. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, there's no need for you to keep calling Tank Davis' name out. Tank Davis is at 135. There's no need to worry about him. Shakur Stevenson is also at 135. He didn't call his name. But to say he wants to fight Riley, okay, it is what it is. And if that fight happens, it's not a fight I'm really interested in, but, you know, it's a fight. To me, I feel like he knows Riley's the easiest out of, you know, the top names that he can call out. I don't really consider Riley a top guy, to be honest with you. He has potential, but I don't know. Like with Riley, it's just like he hasn't got over that hump yet, if he's ever going to. But Ryan got the win. Charlo versus Benavides. Charlo looked sharp. He put the work in. He didn't look tired. You know, he didn't go for the kill. He didn't pull the trigger. He had Benavides hurt a couple of times in there, and he didn't pull the trigger. I don't, you know, Charlo has always been known to be a great finisher, so I don't think like he was worried about getting hurt or getting caught. I think he just wanted to punish Benavides. You know, I really think that he felt like, I just want to punish this dude. He never went for the kill, you know, and he dominated. You know, you wouldn't even think he was out of the ring that long the way he looked. And I was, you know, question I had was, you know, what do y'all think? Because of, you know, his demeanor is different now. You know, I haven't seen him in the ring to judge anything, you know, prior to the fight. So, looking at that, I said, damn, you know, I really like what he went there and did. Now, I'm not going into who I think is next for Charlo. I don't know. You know, he still is a champion at 160. He made it clear that, you know, he might fight somebody at 160. He might, you know, go up to 168. He said that, you know, fighting, coming in, and I think, like, you know, he didn't have a problem with coming in at 163, 3 pounds over. I think it's more of a, let me put this weight on. I don't think it's wise for him to bounce up and down in weight if he's not sure about the weight. But, you know, for him to come in and fight at 168, we already know the fight that he wants to go for at 168 is going to be against Canelo. We already know that. Now, he did what he did. He got the win, but he looked sharp. He really looked sharp. You know, and people, oh, you getting caught with shots? Little shots wasn't bothering him, man. He wasn't worried about nothing Jose was doing. Nothing was affecting him. And, you know, it was a pretty easy win. Like I said, if he's even close to what he was, then he should destroy Benavides. Benavides has more ability, more mouth than ability. You know, he talks a lot of shit. He puts this anger, you know, like this hatred on. He talks a lot of shit and makes it like he's really going to go in there and kill somebody. And then he goes in there and he chokes on the big fights. You know, and like I said, that Charlo should definitely, like, he should annihilate this guy, man, if he's even close to what he was. And he did. He did everything except for knock him out. You know, and he, listen, he beat his ass the whole fight, put the work in, got the rounds in. But that's a testament to the fact that Charlo was training and was pretty much bamboozling people, making them think that he wasn't. Because, you know, him and his brother both was always making these training videos and putting them out. And every time he was in, you know, in the gym, you know, hitting the bag and doing whatever, they were just always in the gym. And so the fact that he wasn't showing that, yeah, we wasn't like, well, what do we have to go by? You know, same thing, we look at Errol Spencer now. We don't see any videos of Errol. And then you got people posting fake shit. Every time you see him, 1 minute he has a little afro, the next minute he has a low haircut. It's like, come on, man. You know, they're making up this fake stuff just to get, you know, views and likes and subscribers and all of that. But, you know, so yeah, Charlo did his thing. He looked good, man. I salute him on that. He went there and took care of business. Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron. Listen, I asked the question, do y'all think it's her legs? Well, I know her legs are not the same. Definitely, even in the victory. She got the win, that's what mattered. So the real question was, you know, can she find the style that she need, you know, to beat Cameron? And I'm gonna tell you what I feel about Cameron. Cameron was just pressure, because Katie Taylor was making it easy for her because she kept going on the ropes in the first fight. I'm not impressed by Chantel Cameron in terms of like her skill. I just felt like I watched and I said, yeah, Katie Taylor's legs are gone. She can't get around the ring like she used to. So when you can't do that, what a lot of fighters fail to do, which is what she didn't fail to do in this rematch. Angles, hand speed, use your punches, power. Use your combination punching. Step around. Don't go straight in a straight line and go to the ropes. You do that, Chantel Cameron is not good at creating holes. If you give her the distance she needs, then she'll just let her hands go. And the fact that Katie Taylor was just going to the ropes and couldn't figure out what to do in that first fight because her legs can't get her around like she used to. So, they trained her properly for this fight where she was, pretty much in front of her moving. She was, going around, circling around, using the jab, using the combination punching, and pretty much you see how limited Chantel Cameron is when Katie Taylor made those adjustments. So, when you can't get around the ring like you used to, what else do you do now? And what did I say? She needs to give her angles, throw her combinations, and not just be there when she's not ready to punch. She don't need to try to dance and move if she can't, like she used to. We know she can't. You can see it. She didn't dance like she normally do. She didn't have that foot speed, but the angles, the movement, not keeping her head in that center line. Even though she got bruised up, and she did take some shots, don't get me wrong, but Chantel Cameron is very limited. And Chantel Cameron showed you that Katie Taylor made the fight easy for her in the first fight because she just couldn't do anything other than what she did. It wasn't enough. And she couldn't put it together in that first fight, but she got it done. So she's champion once again. So salute to Katie Taylor because, she went in there and she got it done. That's what you're supposed to do. Now, when it gets to the point where physically you just can't do it anymore, well, there's no bigger opponent than Father Time. No tougher opponent than Father Time. So, Katie Taylor rose to the occasion, and you got to salute that. Now, Demetrius Andrade and Benavides. Listen, I'm going to make this real simple. The day that I watched, actually, the day of the fight, I had watched the video, the open workout. I didn't see it before that. I saw it the day of. But I'm going to tell you what I saw with Andre. And I noticed, like in Andre's last fight that I saw, man, last two fights. See, with Andre, I felt like the guy, he has some skill. But Andre is a guy that needs his legs as well. And that's what I questioned was his ability to move around, get his shots off, and not be there, and make Benavides have to come after him and make him run into shots, but get in, get out. When I watched him from round one, I started thinking about that open workout that I was watching, and I'm looking, I said, you know what? His legs are not what they used to be either. And so my thing was, I watched him. He was throwing a lot of punches. He was trying to stay busy. He was right, but his punches wasn't bothering Benavides. And not only was they not bothering him, but they actually, he was flat-footed and he was throwing his punches. He was pulling them from the bottom and like trying to, get power behind him, but he was trying to move his head with his hands down a lot of times and getting on these angles, but he was flat-footed. And in my mind, I remember thinking he's going to get caught with something. Like, he's just there to be hit. And as the rounds went on, you see what happened. Round 5, I said, it is pretty much, he's about to get him out of there. In round 6, that was it. That look on Benavides' face, Andre's face when he was walking back to his corner was like, you could see he was hurt. When you get dropped like that, and you could just see it in his face. So 6th round, when he went down again, it's like, wow. Like, you could just see it. And when he went back to his corner, he didn't dispute anything with his corner. Now, I couldn't hear if he said he's done or he quit, or I couldn't hear what they asked him, but they basically said that's it. But there was no protest from him. And that look on his face when he went back to his corner was like he didn't want no more. He didn't want any more. So this being the toughest fight of his career, the sad part about it for him is because it took him to become 36 years old to finally say, this is my toughest fight to date. And if I win this fight, I get Canelo. Well, and listen, you can't take nothing away from what Demetrius did. He went in there and did what he was supposed to do. Benavides, but Demetrius definitely he lost some steps. And that's the thing about these people, that when they lose that ability to move around like they used to defensively, if you don't work on being a defensive fighter, why you think it worked for Floyd so well? Because Floyd knew, okay, I have to adjust and recreate things that I was doing to where now I'm a counterpuncher, I'm an attacker, I give you different looks, and I'm going to put it in where I'm always in charge. The mindset. Floyd was just different. And I tell people, y'all keep talking this shit and talk about this fight, but if you look at these guys, man, you got to remember, Floyd last pro fight, he was 38 years old. I don't give a fuck. They talk about, but he fought Berto. Give a fuck. If he'd have fought Amir Khan, he'd have beat Amir Khan's ass as well. And point is, look how sharp he was at 30. Look how sharp he is now. And this is what people don't understand, man. The mindset. So when I was watching Andre in that open workout, that's when I just really felt like I don't think he's gonna win. I really, because you know, when you are not a big puncher and you're throwing these shots and everything is just quick and touch, but nothing's behind it. A guy like Benavides, who has power and is naturally bigger and pretty much has nothing to worry about with what's on your shot, he's gonna eventually start to walk through you. Remember when Mike Tyson fought Peter McNeely? From round one, McNeely runs across the ring, starts throwing these wild shots, and you know, Mike basically wasn't fighting smart and you know trying to let me catch move. No, he just was brawling, just throwing, but it was one hard punch at a time. He was winging shots, they both were missing, and then Mike caught Peter McNeely and clipped him. Remember when Peter got up, walked around the circle, and okay, that was nervous energy. That was, I'm trying to psych myself and trying to keep, let me get refocused. Okay, he caught me, I'm good. Mills Lane, hey, walked and thought it went him okay. He went back out, and eventually, you know, he got dropped, and was getting caught and got hurt bad. His corner stopped it. Now, Peter McNeely didn't quit. His corner stopped it. But in that fight, the thing was, Mike didn't throw those lightning fast combinations like he used to. He still had the hand speed. But he wasn't putting the punches together like he used to. Now he's depending on just one hard shot at a time. You didn't see the veteran experience. You didn't see the, okay, damn, Mike, where's the head moving and slipping and that? That's not what he was doing. But Mike had crazy power in both hands. See, so when you're a puncher like that, if you don't have a weak chin, because you in there in the line of fire and you get caught and you can take that punch, well, okay, you still got that chance of, I got dynamite in both hands. So I can get this guy out of here. All I got to do is catch him. So even though Mike wasn't putting his punches together in combination, he was just throwing one hard shot at a time, he caught him. He landed the shot that he needed to. Demetrius don't have that kind of power where he can just crack a guy and get him. He doesn't have that. So when I was watching it, just the way he was throwing his punches, I didn't like the way he was throwing his punches. And he started throwing them from the hip and trying to like turn and I'm like, where's the footwork, man? Where's the movement? And I said, okay. It was just all upper body movement. And I'm like, nah, he's going to get caught. He got caught. And what happened? You know, he got hit harder than he ever been hit in the boxing ring. And that look on his face looked like he was like, yo, what the just happened? Like, and I wasn't surprised that he didn't come back out and finish the 6th round. I wasn't surprised. I really... look on his face. you've seen this shit happen to fighters too many times to know, like, you know when the fighter's breaking down, and pretty much he's throwing everything at Benavides, and he's not even, like, he couldn't crack the armor. So it's like, damn, now what? Okay. So Benavides did what he had to do. I don't know, does he fight David Morrell next? You know, does you know, I don't know what Charlo's gonna do. So, and this is boxing, and there's been so many disappointments along with the good fights that you get. So nothing's etched in stone. We don't know. We'll see. I was going to save this for a different video. Let me just get this all in now, so I don't have to do a separate video for this. I watched the weigh-in tonight of Devin Haney and the final weigh-in in Regis Prograis. Look, I watched both press conferences. The first one, I watched this one. I watched the all access style, whatever video that they have. What's going to happen in the ring is what matters. I don't care for all this shit talking. I don't care about what any of them say. It's really petty with all of the, you know, Regis will say, well, Devin Haney's father keep talking for him, but your coach keep talking for you. And then he goes, well, I know my coach doing the same thing for me. And right, everything that he says about Devin, he does. Like, he's saying, you ain't come up the way I did. You a private school boy. And it's like, so what is wrong with somebody having an education? It's wrong with somebody being intelligent? Same shit that his coach is talking about. Every fighter don't necessarily come from a street environment, a deadly environment. Boxing is an art, you know, and pretty much, even though he's not from where you from, he's far more accomplished and has done a lot more, and he's 10 years younger than you. So, you know, he's talking about Haney's think they shit don't stink, and, you know, just stuff that he's saying. I'm not pro Devin Haney. I'm not pro Regis. I respect both of them as fighters. But it you know, people say this is a great press conference, they've done a great job, and, you know, I'm just not into all of that. I don't care about all that. I don't care what you say. It's like I said, it's what you do come fight night. You know, he's talking about everything, like how, you know, I had to work for this, and okay, Devin had to work for it too. And the fact is, Devin Haney, his dad coming from a street environment, but put his son in private school. That's an accomplishment. And you coming from the same type of environment that his father Bill came from, and like your coach keeps saying, and y'all should applaud that. Like, yeah, you know, he's saying his kids don't go to private school. My kids don't go to no private school. Okay. Are you saying that's a bad thing for them to go to private school, or you understand what I'm saying? Like what's I don't understand the connection. Well, basically what they're trying to say is you soft, and you know, the coach talking all this shit. I got guys that come at you talking all that crazy shit and all. Like, man, look, you not in the ring fighting. Shut the fuck up, man. All of that, you know, the cameras is on. Let's act for the cameras. Let's go into this WWE mode. Let's talk like we hate each other. Let's, you know what I mean? It's all bullshit, y'all. You know, so the argument of it to me is just petty as fuck. I don't understand what people find entertaining about a guy like, you're talking about all this mansions and all this stuff. But Dad, did you see Regis Prograis' house? Okay, so what the fuck are you saying? It's like, in other words, I got $1 million, he got $50 million. So yeah, I upgraded. You didn't stay in the hood. So whatever environment you from, you didn't stay there. You got a lot of people that come from the hood, come from a fucked up situation, get money, become millionaires, and stay there. Most of them wind up getting killed, but that's my point. You didn't stay there. So to keep saying what you come from, you know, and then with all that whole, you know, you can take a guy out the hood, but you can't take the hood out, all that, yeah, whatever, man, whatever. I mean, whatever. You're not out there thugging. You're not out there chiefing out in the streets, right? So you changed your life. So there's no need to keep talking about what Regis, you know, what Devin did or didn't do, what he come from, what he don't come from. Bottom line is, y'all got to go in there and fight. And, hey, may the best man win. I like both of them as fighters. I like Devin more as a fighter. And Devin should take care of business, because Regis Prograis is really not a good boxer. He's a puncher. He's all power. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people. I will catch y'all on the next video.